Well, I think it's time to start. It's 1 o'clock. I'm really happy to see you all here. My name is Helga Christine, or also called CCP Priya. And I'm here to introduce to you EVEGate. And you're obviously here because you're interested in EVEGate, or I hope so. I've been working on the production of EVEGate for the last couple of years. I'm actually currently on maternity leave. My baby girl is 8 weeks old. She's at home, so I'm quite nervous leaving her for the first time. Thank you. But I couldn't miss this chance to come and speak to you today. So let's talk about EVEGate. I just want to, there's a pink elephant in the room, so I'll address that. I know it's, you lovingly refer to it as Facebook, but I'm just going to give a quick overview of the features that we released in EVEGate for the last couple of years, what the future plans are, the technology we're working on in the back end to be able to expose more gameplay features on EVEGate, and the immediate roadmap. What is EVEGate? It's your Eve away from Eve. You can reach Eve now from anywhere you can get to a web browser, which is great. If you want to have your mail contacts or calendar, you have the information there. It's a social network for the Eve community. It's what we have at the moment is the start of something much bigger, and it's also a tool to aid and enhance communication and organization between players and corps. If you remember. You might remember from Fanfest 2009. Anybody here from? Okay. Were you here for the EVEGate presentation? Okay, one person. You don't remember the name. We had to change that, so that's fine. We had some pretty big plans for the project at that point. So and we've tried to move it, forward as fast as we possibly could. And we've had to face some challenges, but like with any other projects, that's what you have to do. I won't go into too much details. I'm going to try to keep this a quick overview. This is only supposed to be 20 minutes. I'm definitely going to overrun. I'm sorry, if you want to leave at some point, you can. In May 2010, we released Tyrannus and EVEGate. And the features that we released there were the home profiles, the email, calendar, and contacts. So on the homepage, you have the broadcast updates, and you have the information from your contacts. It's pretty much like something that you recognize and know from Facebook. You have a wall, and you can comment on the updates as well from your friends. And you see the broadcast from the people that have allowed you to see their broadcasts. On the profile page, you have the character sheets with also the skills and the skill queue and all the information that is shown in the show info window in game. You also have your broadcast log and an employment history. And on the corporation profiles, we don't have a picture of that. You see the corp description and alliance history. And the information that is only viewable by the corp members, obviously, is the corp member list and the broadcast updates. The alliance profiles, they include description, member list, and which systems the alliance has sovereignty over. And you can easily send message to the character corporal allies or add them to your contacts from their profile page. The email is definitely the most popular feature on EVEGate. That's where we see the most hits, which is pretty natural. It's a good way to communicate with your corp members or your friends. It's a fully integrated mail system. It's got most of the features that you find in the game, as well as the customizable label system, so you can easily folder your mail. In the contacts, we had to revamp the contacts a little bit in the game to facilitate for EVEGate as well. So you have here your contact list, which is pretty similar to what you have in the game. You have your folder system here on the right. We had to temporarily remove the custom folders to make way for the new label system that you then had to wait a while for, but it's finally here now, which is great. And then you have the full other functions here. Also with Tyrannus, you got the calendar in the game, and we released that as well on EVEGate, and it's a pretty basic calendar. It's what you recognize, know, and probably use on Gmail or other applications. And and it's, hopefully the plan was that it would aid, communication for corps and then help them, with the, just help them facilitate and get their group operations in order. We also, the artists brilliantly root drew every single layer for the new corp logos to facilitate also for EVEGate. So each layer is much crisper, nicer, and it renders nicely as well. And we also enhanced the image system. We had to change that. It had not been changed since we first released the game, so it was collecting dust. So we actually have a new image server, and the whole new system for the image rendering that scales better, is more reliable, and supports all sorts of images, including corporation and alliance logos. Okay, so we had to wait a little while between releases. We had to keep in line with the EVE expansions for reasons I won't go into too much detail about. But with Incursion, we had the contact labels, added contact limits and localization, added e-voice. Kind of quickly gonna go through that. You have here the contact labels. They're the same as the mail label system. You just create a label, and then you can easily just select the people from the contact list to add into. Works pretty simple. And we also, increased the contact limit from 300 to 1,024, because you can never have too many friends, unless you have 1,025. Then you gotta get rid of one. Yeah, but. Also, localization. Is anybody here from Russia or Germany? Yay! Okay, now you have, EVEGate in German. It's, hopefully, useful for those communities. And, excuse me, talking too loud. Try now? Okay. Yeah, this was too loud anyway. So, yeah. So now our Russian and German player base has their own language. Next up is Icelandic. No, not really. So I was really excited about this feature. We introduced the e-voice plugin to EVEGate. So now you can actually speak to your alliance and corp members without having the client running, which is great if you want to keep track of what's happening in whatever missions are going on. And I mean, it's pretty simple. You just open up the e-voice tab, and it brings you up a plugin that you just have to install on that machine once. It will bring up the channels that you just click on. You have to join the channels for the first time, obviously, the audio channels in the game, before you can utilize them on the web. But you can also see if people are joining in EVEGate, then you will be able to see that in the game they have a special symbol next to them, and the people talking have a special bubble, orange bubble, next to their name. So, and we also improved the rich text editor. It's compatible with a wider variety of browsers. Then there was a hotly debated feature of the profile visibility. So we added the function of public profiles, which is basically just giving people who want to be able to send links to their EVEGate page and just show off the character, the picture, or whatever information they will show. It's only going to show the show info, like what's in the game, the show info information. But at the moment, all the profiles there's still a grace period, so all the information you can actually see is the character portrait, corp and alliance info. But this will change when we release the forums, because then that page will double up as your forum page. So you just click that and be moved onto your EVEGate page, and whichever visibility that you choose to show to other people. I know people have different opinions of how this should work, but this is the way we're doing it now. So the next big thing is the new forums. We're almost set to go. We're in the second round of tests at the moment, and they'll be replacing the old EVE Online forums. We won't be transferring the old forums over. We want to start fresh. Yeah, I know, but you'll still be able to go and search the old forums, and we're going to enhance the search facilities, so you'll be able to search that and get so they're connected as well in some way. The revamped system has cool new features such as the quick reply button, enhanced post editor and preview options, RSS feeds, favorites, likes, and like I said, new and improved search. And like, old forums will be accessible. We're not just going to throw them away. I'm sure you want to have a look through them. So this is the forum front page. It's just a clean design. You have the same categories as you have in the old forums. You also have like collapsible tabs, so you can open up and close them, whatever is of interest to you, and that will be remembered between visits. You have the forum tabs at the top that are navigating between the forums, and then you have the links in the yellow that move you to places out of the forum. So the quick reply is for those who want to be in first or in before Kripa, or just for those quick comments you want to add, and we hope this will increase, allow people to contribute more freely, just with that boo or whatever they want to say. The post editor has been improved as well. It's been jazzed up. It's now more user friendly, and you can view a history of the last 10 posts. You got preview options that allow you to see the preview, actually how it's actually gonna be displayed. And the new forums will be using BB code for formatting and smileys. This is the same as previous forums. And we'll also, this is really good because the RSS feed functionality will help you keep track of the latest posts and updates. You'll see an RSS feed symbol on the original post. And you'll also, your browser will also tell you when there is an RSS feed on it. You can also view the RSS feed icon at the bottom of each page, or thread or forum. And then you can just use your preferred RSS application to view it. Favorites, now you can tag your favorite threads, and it's pretty much, it's just a button up there, and then you keep just a number of them in one simple page. And you can also untag them when you're done with looking at them, and change it how you like. Well, likes, all social networks need to have like, but you can also remove the like if you decide that you don't like it anymore. And yes, yes, that's a comment that we've already relayed back to the team, and they're gonna, they're gonna look at it. But I don't know. I think there's enough negativity on the forums already. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Well, okay, to move on, we have the forum settings as well. They'll be now in EVEGate, so you just click the profile settings at the top, and then you just go in here and choose whatever information you want to be shown to the rest of the guys. Then, of course, you have the new and improved search. Now you'll be able to search for terms such as phrases or inflectional terms. You can search by user, topic, or forum, and also search posts made by devs or GMs. And what's more, you can bookmark the current search or view it in an RSS feed. It's handy if you like a particular Trolls post, for example. So the team has been working on more fixes from the test forums release. The font size has been increased from what you've seen on these slides, so now people like me can actually read it. Yeah, performance has been optimized as well. We'll keep on optimizing the performance. We'll see as we release on Tranquility, and how actually put it out there and hook it all up together, how it's going to work. And then there will be more iterations coming as soon as we can deliver them. And this week we also opened up the second round of testing, so we'll be collecting feedback from that as well and putting on the to-do list, which is getting longer and longer. So, this is just the first rollout of the new forum, like I said. We have a dedicated team working on it. We usually have had 1 to 2 teams working on EVEGate at any given time. And we have a specific forums team, Team Occam's Razor, that will continue working on the community section. And we'll be adding features, further advanced search possibilities. You'll be able to, with that, you'll be able to look into the, search the old forums, choose different backgrounds for the forums or EVEGates, send a message to another forum user or moderator via one click, notifications when someone comments or likes your posts, tagging forum posts, just to name a few. I mean, we wanted to release more iterations in the last couple of years than we've been able to. But we had to keep in sync with the EVE expansions for reasons that I'm not going to go into too much, but I can say that we did lose some developers or contribute, shall I say, on the war on lag, and I think everybody understands why we needed to shift that focus. And then also there was a tremendous work done behind the scenes from the developers, strengthening the architecture and working on non-functional requirements that are of little to no interest to the users, but everything we did is very essential and necessary for the future of EVEGate. I guess we've been going through a kind of a eat your vegetables kind of phase. We're becoming stronger for it, like this guy. He likes spinach. But we also had to slow down the pace in regards to delivering more gameplay features whilst we were waiting for a stronger backend that has further benefits. And to introduce that, we have Andy Nordgren, who is the core technical producer, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
How do you...
Here.
Oh, there you go. All right. Hi, I'm Andy. I work in the core technology group, and I want to give you a little update on some of the work we're doing in the core cluster team at the moment. We are basically working on a better way to talk to the live game cluster for clients that don't have a real-time connection. And that's quite a big difference whether you have that real-time connection. So the only way today that you can actually interact with the main game systems that require sort of live data from the game cluster is by downloading a 4.5 gigabyte PC game, right? And that's something we really want to change so that we can bring more game-centric features to EVEGate and also down the line to third-party developers. And the way we're going to do it is that we're going to build an HTTP interface to the game systems. And the first kind of product to use that is going to be EVEGate, and then down the line we want to expose this to third-party developers as well. And the way we're doing this is that it means that we can take kind of one game system in EVE at a time and expose it through that interface. So basically we just wanted to let you know that we are doing this technology groundwork. It's currently really that is technology groundwork. So it's really too early to talk about like when will a specific feature come to EVEGate, for example. But it is laying the foundation for this, and so EVEGate first, and down the line, third-party developers. And yeah, that's really really the update from the core cluster world.
Okay. Okay, so what's next? We know we still have quite a way to go to bring EVEGate to the majority of our players. Yeah, but we're still going to get there. It's going to take time, and like Antti was saying, with the technology we're building, we're going to be able to expose gameplay features on EVEGate that's going to attract a lot more than just the people who want to check out their email, which is the most basic function for EVEGate at the moment. And it's just the starting point of something bigger. And the thing is, the problem is we can't tell you exactly what we're going to do because we might change our mind later, and we know how it pisses people off when we do that. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about the stuff that we are actually planning to do and we foresee in the the near future. So the proposed EVEGate roadmap for 2011 will keep on working on the forums, more forum iterations, and that's just going to continue. I think we're going to have to continue adding to that and listening to the feedbacks and yes, no, that's. Aha. That's basically one of the things that Andy was discussing. That's interconnected, and that's probably hooked up with a lot of other questions that you probably have. Why can't we do this and this and this? And I can always say, well, speak to Andy. She can tell you that, yeah, you can't because. But we are working on that, and we're working on fixing that, and it's not, and we want to change that. Let's leave the questions until I've just got one more slide. And, So yeah, we're going to introduce the corporation and alliance forums as well. This is, especially useful for the small corporations out there, who can't afford to have a running forum of their own somewhere else. The doubt blogs as well, because for the first iteration, you're going to have to get the doubt blogs from, EVE Online, the actual old website. So we're going to move that into EVEGate, and that's just the start of a bigger blogging system. Also, enhanced broadcast functionality. We want to add, the ability to be able to post links, images, videos. This is all, something that we're going to do. Hopefully manage to do this year. And also, there've been a lot of call-outs for a mobile version of EVEGate. That's probably going to have to be done in, in a few iterations, because I'm seeing that probably the first step to that is having a skin that you can view on your mobile phone. You can kind of use your iPhone to navigate through it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Also adding social networking hooks, because you can't. It's all interconnected, and we're gonna keep on doing that. And basically adding more in-game functionality that I can't discuss at the present moment, but it is coming. And we will reveal more at a later date. I've actually overrun, so we're kind of like out of the time to do questions. But we have, because you're not that many, and I want to see you again. So we have a roundtable tomorrow for your questions and suggestions as well. And I think it's really good if you guys can pull yourself. Okay, you can have one question. Yeah. Not at the moment. That's at the moment the plugin currently doesn't support it, but hopefully that's something that will happen in the future. It doesn't, it doesn't work with the Opera browser either at the moment, but yeah, it's all due to change at some point. But the thing is I think it's really important that if you guys want to drag yourself out of bed at 10:30 tomorrow and come, isn't the pub crawl tonight or something? Yeah. So yeah. But, it's still, you can, it might happen, hungover. Aha, yeah. So it's going to be a really fun roundtable. Yeah,
no, for sure. So I guess a way to explain it is that when the game cluster is live, that's where a lot of sort of data about your character and what's happening in the live game exists. And it's not all written to the database immediately. And the way the tech currently works is that there's no easy way for an application that isn't the client real-time connected to the cluster to ask the live game cluster for, hey, what's going on? And that's basically the reason that we can't currently do, like in a scalable way, have something like EVEGate or a third-party developer mobile app interact with EVE in a reasonable and scalable manner. And that's the big kind of technical hurdle that we're solving now. That will basically, one by one, enable you to do that. And so that's the reason for all kind of game features that aren't available in EVEGate. This is why.
Okay. Yeah, so I hope to see as many of you as possible at the roundtable tomorrow, because I'm hoping that it's going to be kind of more of a discussion than just a question and answer session, because of course we want your feedback. We need it, and this EVEGate it's designed specifically for this community. It's not it's not just a social network designed to push something out to you. It's it's allowing you to do stuff that you wouldn't be able to do unless you had the client running. Yeah, of course you will be spending more time in the game, but and maybe you will actually work the different way. You can actually spread your time between the two, hopefully. So it's anyway. So hope to see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. for your questions and suggestions. And yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, apparently. I'm not the forum expert, but Renata here is, and she's saying yes, so short answer. Okay, so we've had, if there are any burning questions for people who are definitely not going to show up tomorrow, then, but otherwise I do hope that you guys are going to make it tomorrow. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing I would say. You know, whatever Andy said, yeah, it's basically the same. You know, it's the information that is being displayed has to go through the right channels which are being created. So at the moment we're not exposing that sort of information, but it's all due to come in the near future. So, okay. Thank you.